The science of induced panic. Most people think panic is something to avoid. That's the first mistake. Panic is not the enemy. Uncontrolled panic is. Training, by definition, is a process of adaptation. You do not adapt to what you remove. You adapt to what you are exposed to. If panic is absent from your training environment, you will never adapt to it. You will never become immune to its destabilizing effects. And immunity is the goal. Let's be honest. Panic is good for your opponent because panic narrows perception. Panic accelerates breathing. Panic destroys fine motor control. Panic makes you predictable. Panic makes you make mistakes. Your adversary does not need to be better than you. They only need you to panic. The biological trigger. Most people ignore. The body reacts to rising carbon dioxide faster than it reacts to fear itself. Before your mind interprets danger, your breathing changes. Before you think, your nervous system decides. The signal is chemical before it is psychological. When CO2 rises, the amygdala activates, the sympathetic system spikes, the neocortex begins to lose dominance, processing speed drops, decision-making becomes crude, reaction becomes reflexive rather than strategic. If you never train in that state, you will never control it. The gap in modern training. Modern training environments remove panic. They are structured, predictable, safe. Real environments create panic. They are chaotic, uncertain, emotionally loaded. The gap between those two worlds is where performance collapses. Many athletes try to bridge that gap through hard sparring. But here is the uncomfortable question. Why damage your body to train your nervous system? Hard sparring replicates stress, yes, but it also replicates impact, inflammation, accumulated trauma, reduced longevity. Longevity matters. Why shorten a career to train a response that can be conditioned without blunt force? Controlled induction versus brutal replication. There is a safer way. Panic can be induced without impact. Stress can be triggered without concussions. You can elevate CO2. You can destabilize breath. You can create urgency. You can impair comfort and still protect the brain and joints. When done correctly, the nervous system adapts. The neocortex remains functional under stress. Processing speed stays intact. Perception widens instead of narrows. The athlete does not become reckless. They become stable inside chaos. Imagine a training culture where athletes no longer rely exclusively on hard sparring to simulate pressure. Imagine shortening the time required to become unflinchable. Not years of gradual desensitization, but targeted adaptation. The performance lineage most people overlook. In several Eastern European performance traditions, adaptation was treated as physiology, not personality. Across combat sports, in advanced coaching environments, and in units where failure carried real consequences, stress conditioning was engineered, not improvised. Resilience was not framed as a character trait. It was treated as a biological adaptation problem. Breathing patterns were variables. CO2 tolerance was measurable. Neurological response under load was trainable. This methodology has been used by a small number of coaches and trainers who understand nervous system conditioning. If you work with athletes, professionals, or high-pressure performers, this system will make sense to you. The real objective. The objective is not to eliminate panic. It is to condition control inside it. That requires structured exposure, not random brutality, not motivational speeches. Few train this way. Fewer understand the biology behind it. The structured protocols for safely inducing stress responses and conditioning control within them are described in detail in Savage.training.methods. Hold your breath and don't panic. Train the nervous system, protect the body, extend longevity, perform when it matters.